Twitter is working flawlessly, channeling
Love it.
on both channels, mine and the official Osis Twitter. Fantastic. We are officially live. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me do this real quick. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jalal Ibrahimi. I'm one of the co-founders of Osis. Today we have a special call. We've been doing these once every few weeks since going live on the market. As a lot of you remember, and you can go and check on the Twitter and on the YouTube, we were going live every single day, breaking down the strategy behind everything that we're doing when it was go to market. That strategy was successful and is continuing to be successful because we set our pieces up right from the very beginning. From March 21st, going from 50 cents at listing to 30 cents to get out all the paper hands and the airdroppers, to being over $5.50 within 2 weeks, a successful strategy was born. We listed on our second exchange with MEXC. Things have been great. And as we move forward into the future, a lot of people are seeing the market. They're seeing some uncertainty with Bitcoin and with war and with the halving. A lot of people don't realize that there are other entities and players that are selling into the market, and it happens every single year. A lot of people don't realize that this is a cycle. Now, today we're taking this call, and it's my pleasure and honor to introduce our Chief Marketing Officer, Justin Francisco, who is a very successful trader, a very knowledgeable person when it comes to markets, when it comes to marketing, and when it comes to strategy, who is going to break down what Osis is doing in its next phases, in its next strategy, and how we as a community can come together, whether you got a bag and you're trying to put it down, or whether you don't and you want to support in every other way. We have strategies in line for every single person here to take us to the next level. A lot of people want to go to the moon. Well, it takes steps for mankind to get there. And so without further ado, I am bringing on Justin here.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for that wonderful introduction, Jalal. It's been a pleasure joining the team as the CMO. And basically, what I want to do today is I want to just connect with the community. I want to do a little touch point here, and I'd like to make this a more frequent occurrence so that we can kind of sync up and just make sure that everybody's feeling positive and that we're all on the same page. I just want you to know that I'm feeling fantastic about Osis, and I want to join up here to just share my perspective today. I mean, Osis has been doing literally so well. Like Jalal mentioned, we initially launched after 2 years of a bear market. Our community was so impressive. We held through that. We stuck with the community, and yes, at launch, a couple people decided they want out, and that was strategy. We allowed that to happen, and we knew that was going to happen to get those people out of the market, to allow them out, and so that we could open up the sky for us. For those holders that want to stick with us for the long term. We rocketed in crazy like fashion up to $5 within 2 weeks, and we launched on MEXC, and that was amazingly successful. We've had so much interest. We were pushing up even like close to $6. And then there's been a lot of things happening in the world. Whether that's war or just Bitcoin's price action. I'd like to share my screen in a moment here to just kind of take you through some of my trading knowledge. To let you in on what my thoughts are related to Bitcoin and the market. So I'm going to share my screen. And just, Jalal, just let me know if you can see everything okay.
Looks great to me.
Fantastic. So like I was saying, Bitcoin and Osis are actually pretty closely correlated. If you look at this chart here, the blue line is Osis and the orange line is Bitcoin. And we've been quite tightly in sync. And actually, when we were launching on MEXC, we were outperforming Bitcoin, which I think makes sense. And I expect that to be the case going forward. Given our smaller market cap, it takes less capital to push us to higher prices. So Bitcoin itself actually has been trading in a bit of a range here. And actually, we hit a new all-time high before the halving, which is something that's never happened before. And to me, speaks to the strength of this market and the interest in the crypto space. So many new players are joining up all the time, especially big names like BlackRock. And if you've heard BlackRock talking, they're kind of like the trend makers and the trend kind of like builders, And they've been talking about tokenization lately. They acknowledge that tokenization is the next big thing. So if we look at Bitcoin making new all-time highs before the halving and is trading in this range right now, To me, that speaks to a very solid foundation being built up for the next move. If you see all of these sort of lines on my chart here, these various lines are fractals from past cycles. And it's actually very common that after the halving, we have like a period of sideways before the real like massive bull market kicks off. And I think that's where we are right now. We're at this phase right here before the real magic starts. Um, but I wanted to share just some, reiterate a message from Chris talking about what happened with MEXC, just to share some context around that. So I'm going to play this video from Chris that he shared a little while ago. And let me know if the audio is coming through. All right.
Hey everybody, my name is Chris. I'm the founder, one of the co-founders of
It's fine,
Osis, the developers, and one of the people pushing the project on the public side. I wanted to talk about yesterday and the day before. I'm in the airport in Brazil, heading to Canada. Canada to Oakland 2049, but I wanted to talk about yesterday and the day before. All that volatility was crazy. And that actually came from a bug from a market maker that we were working with that talked a very, very, very big game, essentially lied to us. And the minute they had a problem, they were not able to deal with it. So I was hearing people were not able to buy Osis, but they're only able to sell. It led to a lot of people panicking. And so I would like to apologize for that craziness. We are, a platform that is a case study for tokenization, the ins and outs. I don't want to only talk about the good, like us blowing up, us doing this, and that. We're a real company. And every person and every platform deals with ups and downs, right? So we're in an up moment still, but I want to address that, and say for people that are buying into Osis, look at it as a store of value, right? Not as a security, not as another meme coin that goes to the 1000x, because if that's how you look at it, then any problem that we face is going to be something that you might dump for. And I don't want you guys to end up hurting your own selves for, misunderstanding our platform, right? And what it means. We are going to rise to the occasion, right? And we still are. And things are stable now because we fired these other people and now we have a new market maker. I do appreciate every single person that's been here, that's been talking good about us, even bad about us. Everything. Just the fact that we're around, it makes my heart warm. But I want to address, we're real people. I'm here. I'm fully doxxed. And we're not going nowhere. I'm not going to hide behind a picture of a penguin or a picture of a dog, a picture of a cat or a dog with a hat on, a cat with a hat on. I'm going to be here for you, it's just as much as every single other person on our team will be. So love you guys. Just want to send that message, spread some love for today, for tomorrow, and forever. So enjoy your day. Stay safe, everybody. Hodl.
Fantastic. Chris is always such a good speaker. Listening to him talk always makes me feel happy and positive. I always get that nice positive radiation from you, Chris. So I always appreciate that. And I'd like to echo that as well. I think he really touched on a fantastic point there that I always want to reiterate. I know most of us already know that, but Osis isn't a meme coin. It's not a pump and dump. We're here for the long term. And if you look at our success so far, I mean, we're doing amazing. I'd like to just bring us through the website a little bit, just to kind of recap what we've got planned. We've got the tokenizer live right now, and many people have already utilized it. We've got the exchange coming up. We've got many other things profile. And one thing that's actually right next is the vault. Currently, that's live for testing with the team for beta testing. Soon enough, we're going to open that up for the community to get in there and do some testing as well. And then we're going to have that live, and we're just going to continue knocking off these roadmap, checking off these items on our roadmap. We're just going to keep building. Nothing's going to stop us. Price going up, price going down, that's not going to stop us from continuing our plan and our journey here. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment. Oh. How do I stop sharing my screen? There we go. And you're all seeing my face again.
Yep.
So basically what I just kind of wanted to share is my thoughts again on this, right? Like I was comparing Osis to Bitcoin and talking about how we're building up that nice strong foundation right now. You may see Osis's price has been going down in the short term, but I want you to stop looking at the 15-minute chart. We need to be zooming out and look at where we're actually going over the next period of time. If anything, personally, me, I think of this as a sale. I'm like, wow, what an amazing opportunity to get in, because I know the partnerships that we've been working on. One amazing thing actually is we're currently engaged in a $5 million fundraising round, and 1 million has already been allocated with Angelo. Angelo is the partner that we've allocated that with. So I mean, fantastic things are coming. And what I would say is I wouldn't want to miss out. Me personally, I wouldn't want to miss out by having like a whale come in and potentially buy up 20K of Osis, 20K USDT worth of Osis, and have the price skyrocket up to like $4 plus. And if we go back to my screen here, I can show you some of the order books and show that that's actually literally the case. If someone came in and bought up 20K worth of Osis, it would shoot us straight up to above $4. So I'm back on my screen share. Can you see again? Here's the
Yep.
order book on MEXC. And if you see 14K, a little bit over 14K would push us to $5. So I see that we're building up a nice, strong foundational floor here. And if a whale came in and bought that amount, I mean, we'd be skyrocketing. So I would recommend thinking in terms of opportunity primarily. That would be my sort of thought around this. And I just want to take a moment to check the chat and see if there's any questions that have come in, because I want to make this sort of like an open forum. I don't want to just be up here sharing just my thoughts all the time. I want to hear from the community as well. So let's check out the chat here.
We have a question from Federico
Mhm.
saying, what short-term goals do you have for volume within the next 6 months?
Sure. I mean, our short-term goals around volume, as far as I understand, have always been to just keep the volume pumping and keep it pumping up. And we're going to do that through our marketing programs we've been working on. We currently have the meme program running right now, where people are encouraged to share their memes for a chance to win some prizing. And we're going to continue to do things like that to draw more people in, increase the volume, and with volume, price tends to come as well.
Is
And
it
furthermore, next we're launching on Uniswap. We're going to be launching on a DEX, and we're going to make Osis more accessible to people in the United States. I know there's been a lot of talk around that. There's been some difficulties for people in the US getting into Osis, and we're going to open up those doors. And after we launch on a DEX, it's just we're going to keep launching. We've got so many conversations active right now with various centralized exchanges, partnerships that I'm very excited about that I can't share the details of yet, but what I think are some fairly big names in the space. And I'm just personally very excited. And I want to share that excitement with you guys. I want to have everybody be hyped, for what we're building, and just sort of take a relax, don't look at that 15-minute chart. Just chill out, relax, and think in terms of opportunity for the future. That's what I would recommend if anyone is stressed.
And hey, Justin, I actually want to add on to that too. Well said. I want to add on to that to Federico's second half of his question. He asked, is it dependent on the community? What are our short-term goals for volume for the next 6 months? And
Mhm.
dependent on the community. And I would say, yes, it is dependent on the community. Justin was showing everyone the order book, and you can see right here, if for those of you who don't understand exactly what's going on, Justin, can you just float over that $5 mark on the order book on MEXC?
Sure, I'll reshare my screen here.
Oh, it's
Uh,
shared. You can see it.
Float over the $5 mark. Yes, this one.
Yes. Okay, so for everyone seeing that, it says price USDT 5.0.
Mhm.
If you look on the little pop-up, it says some USDT, $14,756. That, ladies and gentlemen, shows you that that's the all it takes for our community to push the price to that
Yes.
level, or for anybody. So now
Yes.
the choice is whether, okay, knowing this as a community, us as a community, what are we going to do? Now, option B, which is going to happen inevitably, is somebody else is going to buy that up. Now, if their intentions are as good as ours internally, where we as a community are seeing this as a project that is long term, just like Bitcoin is, that will go much further than other projects. Do we trust ourselves more to hold and to support price, or do we trust random people coming from outside? Well, hey, random
Yes.
people might be good too. They might be supportive and they might actually jump in and learn more about the project, or random people might be like, wow, this is a huge opportunity for me to come in at $1 and like under $2 and have the price be at $5 going forward. It if the question is it dependent on the community? The answer is yes. It is dependent on the community. A huge part of what we do is educate. And so everyone has been informed. That is a public service announcement. There's a lot of people on Twitter watching right now too that are not necessarily actively part of like the Discord community. So we've got a melting pot of different people watching this. But just letting everybody know that is the situation on both exchanges. It is a really good situation
Mhm.
because this chart could flip any moment
Yes.
in the green, and it will. That's what I'm trying to say. It will inevitably do that.
Yep.
Who
Absolutely.
who is going to be the ones participating in that happening is really the community's
Yes.
decision and
Yeah.
depending on the community.
We only bring it up as an opportunity, really. I mean, like Jalal said, I mean, it's sort of inevitable at this point. I mean, 14K is not a large sum, and that's all it's going to take to get us skyrocketing. So, I can't say you must do this or anything like that because I can't be giving financial advice. That's not what I'm here for. I'm just here to point out opportunity.
Sweet. And now the short-term goal for volume within the next 6 months, as we get into like the decentralized exchange, like the DEX world, there's a whole lot more liquidity and volume organically in these places. Justin mentioned the fact that the US is going to be involved there. A lot of Americans are like not using centralized exchanges because they really only have Coinbase. So most people in the US and around the world have universal access to Uniswap and other decentralized exchanges. So this next phase of where we're going, the direction that we're heading in,
Yes.
is for decentralized exchanges. And on the other side of things, internally, we are raising capital. We have allocated 1 million out of the 5 million that's being raised. We have conversations with institutional investors that want to get in and buy Osis OTC at the current at whatever the market price is. So now it comes to our community's decision on where we want these external players to come in at. Do we want them to come in and set the floor at where we're at currently today? Or do we want to move the market to a place, a higher price to have these bigger players, institutional investors,
Yes.
major OTC buyers from different launch pads, other communities to come in and set a whole new floor price at $4, at $5 even, or at even something higher than that?
Yes. Do we want our community to have the first primary benefit before these other people come in? I mean, that's again the point of opportunity here. And regarding launching on DEXs, I mean, in my conversations with many interested people, once we launch on a DEX, they're just waiting. They're just waiting to get in. Like once we get to that point unlocked, it's like a waterfall effect, in my opinion.
Cool. Uh, so Juan is wondering, as far as the US accessing Osis from exchanges, how do you think it's going to affect the market? Well, personally, I think it's going to be a huge move when we're on like decentralized exchanges for Americans to come into. We're doing one more thing that makes it even more accessible, and it's we're bridging Polygon with ETH. The Osis token is currently